For the past 75 years, experts have been trying to figure out what produces simple happiness. A particularly famous study was undertaken by psychologists at Harvard University, who recruited a combination of affluent students from their own classrooms and young adults coming of age among Boston's tenements. After the intake interviews, each year the professors sent out surveys and followed up with personal visits. They not only asked lots of in-person questions about how folks were faring, but they also asked everyone's physician to document their physical and their mental health. As the cohort aged, investigators began studying their young adult children as well, in order to capture an intergenerational perspective. Today, 6 of the original participants, all now in their 90s, continue to take part. And what have these researchers found to be the single strongest predictor of lifetime happiness? Not accumulated wealth, not even close. Not accomplishments and awards either. In fact, none of the golden rings that people often grab for turned out to be it. The secret to happiness turned out to be the caring relationships among families, friends, and neighbors. Such bonds actually buffer the harshest effects of aging, of hardship, and of mental health decline. As a current Harvard researcher summed it up, it's the loneliness that does us in. Turning friendliness into loneliness was one of the biggest horrors of the COVID epidemic. Suddenly, precious milestones like graduations and weddings got canceled. Reassuring routines like, yes, Sunday morning worship, but also book clubs and game nights were abandoned, and isolation became the healthier way to go. As trust in community and companionship crumbled, people retreated into a virtual online reality. And when the masks finally did come off, 1 in every 5 Americans told pollsters they were lonely. Well, this is not how God has created you and me to live. In the opening chapters of Genesis, after the Lord has made heaven and earth and breathed life into the earthling, Adam, God suddenly realizes it is not good for a human being to be left all alone. God compassionately creates Eve, whose name literally means life. And 2 humans become partners who serve as each other's helpmeet as the world takes off. We hear much the same story in today's reading from Hebrews, as our writer urges, let mutual love continue. Do not neglect to show hospitality to strangers, for by doing that, some have entertained angels without even knowing it. What a blessing. The root of the Hebrew word for hospitality, harshest, means welcoming and showing friendliness to outsiders. It means opening our lives to theirs, and so turning them into insiders with us. It's a kind of transformative miracle that renders both the host who offers it and the guest who receives it true happiness. Researchers now tell us that 95% of the things that are powerful in making us feel happy also connect us to other people. Even a brief chat with a seatmate on the bus or the checker in our grocery line provides a mood boost that lasts for hours. It doesn't matter whether we're great conversationalists or what topics we bring up. All that matters is the feeling of companionship that a personal chat confers. I have a dear friend who discovered this truth for herself. She moved into a senior living facility during COVID, when the hallways stood empty, with all the doors firmly latched. As weeks turned into months, she grew lonelier and lonelier, sadder and sadder, especially once medical reasons for isolation ended, and still the seclusion went on. One day, in desperation, she wrote simple Post-it notes and attached one to each door on her floor. "Hi, I'm serving popcorn in the lobby at 4 p.m. on Friday," she wrote. "Will you bring your favorite beverage and join me?" She hopefully popped her bowl of corn, plopped it on a coffee table, and circled it with some chairs. And then she waited. And sure enough, 3 previously hidden faces appeared in the doorway to the lobby, beverages in hand. After another week or 2 of popcorn, the 2 or 3 became 4 or 5. And after that, some started bringing side dishes of their own to share, like a tray of cheese and crackers or veggies and a dip. It became a feast. It was the kind of biblical social miracle that freed the captives from their confinement and left both hostess and guests feeling deeply satisfied. Anglican Archbishop Desmond Tutu had a word for this kind of spiritual wonder. Drawing on his native South African language, he called it Ubuntu. Ubuntu. The word means caring, hospitable, and compassionate. It gazes at the stranger and conveys the simple sense of, I see you. This is the eternal miracle of eye contact, as the I, which is me, sees your eye, which is you. This is the eternal miracle of eye contact. As that I, which is me, sees the you, which is you, and we welcome becoming a we. Amen.